So 2 years ago, I graduated high school. Here's my diploma right here. Honey Falls, Lima High School. Ryan Lee Johnson certification that you have gotten your diploma and graduated. The system, that is bullshit. You do not need that. Don't care about that. I truly do not give a shit about the diploma. I've never looked at it. I didn't even go to graduation because I knew that I would never follow the path that everybody follows. Go to college, get a job, get a girlfriend, get finance a house with money that is not your own, finance a car with money that's not your own, be in debt, work for 40 years, and then you can finally maybe live a little bit of your life, go on a couple of vacations, and then, you die, right? I knew that wasn't going to be me since I was 12 years old. I knew that I wasn't going to college. I knew that I wasn't going in the trades. I knew that I wasn't going to work my way up in a job or any of that. And so once I graduated high school, I really didn't have a plan, from what I thought. Now that I look back, I knew I had a plan, but it probably won't be clear to you at first. You probably won't see your plan, but if you don't plan on going to college, if you don't plan on following the regular path everybody, tells you to follow, that literally does not work for the life you want to live, your plan is to just completely focus on your characteristics as a person, because your characteristics are everything. Your characteristics of hard work, of discipline, of intelligence, of competency, of somebody who knows how to create relationships with people and keep those relationships and network and grow social media brand and business and all of that stuff. Those are characteristics that the regular path will not teach you. And the only way to actually learn it is through pursuing your own personal development. And so for the first 6 months after graduating, I goofed off, right? I had this girlfriend and I kind of just wasted my whole summer. But then something major happened in my life, and that was when my sister passed away in a car accident. And it was completely her fault. She was drinking and driving, but she was going down a really bad route. And I was kind of following with her. It was just kind of in the family, right? And from that day forward, everything changed for me. I saw that the path I was going down, of not really going to college, of trying to pursue my own thing in life, would probably lead me to where she was going. And so I really got my shit together. I started to try to focus on, creating a plan for myself, right? Because ever since I was young, I always dreamed of being an entrepreneur, of just becoming the best version of myself and making money through what I truly want to do in life and just living life to the fullest. But I really never knew how, so I kind of set out on this quest to kind of figure out how. And the first place I started was through self-improvement, and it was also through posting online. And after doing this for about a year and a half, well, I sit here today with the person that I am becoming, and I can confidently say I'm proud of it. I'm not trying to be egotistical and all that, but I'm just saying that I'm actually liking the person I'm becoming. I'm trusting myself with my own path, and I say that because I've gained 250,000 followers online. I've made a good amount of money online, right? I have networks, I have connections with people, and at the end of the year, I'm pretty sure I'm moving to Thailand to pursue social media even more. And 2 years ago, I wasn't even close to the person I am today. Like I said, I goofed off for the first 6 months after graduating. I was I didn't even have a job, right, bro? I was literally destroying myself, actually. I was getting worse after high school. And so the first thing you need to do after you graduate is to break up with your girlfriend. Break up with whoever you're dating. Stop talking to all of them. Delete Snapchat. Stop going out. Stop going out to those parties. Because there is absolutely no reason for you to be doing that, bro. Because what if you get one of these girls knocked up, right? And you guys have a kid. That is a big responsibility you do not want to take on. And I asked myself that too. I kept getting in relationship after high school. And I was like, wait, why am I doing this? I don't want to have a kid, right? I'm doing it just because it's comfortable. It feels good. The reason this video is so massively important, in my opinion, is because before you're 25, your prefrontal cortex is developing. Your prefrontal cortex is your part of your brain that is able to make good decisions that will improve your life later on in life. Well, if you don't focus on creating a better version of yourself, you don't focus on your personal development, your characteristics as a person, well, by the time you graduate high school, by the time you graduate college, and now you're in the the real world, and you're 23 years old, and all you did was make bad decisions from 18 to 23, because that's kind of what the college world puts you into, or even the trades world and all of that world, then you're going to be stuck making bad decisions your whole life. You're never going to be able to really change your mind around, because this block of time you have while you're young from 18 to 25 is your time to really focus on building yourself up. It's your time to really focus on changing who you are and becoming who you want to be, and building up the person you need to become in order to succeed. The thing is, the regular path everybody tells you to follow does not do that for you. It teaches you how to do things that you were told to do. Do your homework, come to school, go to this class, and boom, you'll be successful. So you're just following what people tell you to do. But you never actually like go internal and think about, okay, what is the best move in my life? You might kind of, but rarely, really often do you ever go deep and think really long and think really deep and hard about what is the best decision, what is the best habit I can do at 7 a.m. and then 8 a.m. and then 9 a.m. that is going to allow me to succeed 5 years down the road. And I'm saying all this because, bro, I did not figure this out until like 6 months ago, until like a year ago. And if I would have known this when I first graduated high school, if I had the exact plan that I'm just going to be sharing with you in this video, all the things that I have learned, then I would have gotten to the point where I am right now in like 8 months and like a year instead of 2 years, two years and a half, pretty much. And so the reason you need to just instantly break up if you're talking to a girl is because she doesn't want what's best with you. I'm sorry, it might seem like she wants what's best for you, but she really doesn't. And it's not her, it's the way we are as young people. In order to truly want what's best for somebody else, you first have to put in a lot of work on yourself. You first have to give yourself what is best for you. And at this age, at 17, 18, 19, we're not able to do that, right? We haven't had enough time to give what's best to ourselves. And so keeping her in your life, keeping girls in your life constantly, like dating, is going to distract you, right? There's this book right here called Deep Work by Cal Newport, and it basically talks about the rules for focus in a distracted world. Everybody is so distracted. If you can foster focus in your own life, you will surpass everybody tenfold, right? Imagine life is like a track. Most people are just kind of walking around it. They're taking a 12-minute mile. If you can focus on just a couple things after graduating, okay, no girls, no partying, no smoking, no drinking, no going out, no video games, and just focus on your own personal development, but you will lap people so many fucking times, right? And you will get so far ahead in the track that later on in life, you can slow down, and people will never, ever, ever catch up to you. Because when you were most healthiest, when you were most able to truly produce your best results, which is when you were young, you lapped the track, you know, right? You were in the top athletic performance of your life. You ran around the track so many times that as people try to start running around the track after they graduate high school and they start like, oh, maybe I should do this, right? They start trying to run, but they're not in shape, right? They're getting older now. They're 25. They spent 5 years partying and smoking and drinking, and now their health is falling apart. And also, bro, ask yourself, why do you need a girlfriend? Okay, I kept getting into relationship after high school, right? Okay, it wasn't just that one that lasted for 6 months after. There was a couple others. And I had to truly ask myself, why am I getting in these? I don't want a kid. I don't want to start a family. I don't give a shit about that right now. So why am I in them? Well, yeah, she was hot, definitely. I wanted to date her because she was hot, but it was all just because I wanted comfort. I wanted security of sex, right? That was literally it. If we're being dead honest, that's why we date while we are young. We want comfort. We want security of sex. We want to like feel good about ourselves because we're dating this really hot girl, right, that we really like. But if you can just delay your gratification for a little bit, just cut off dating for a little, spend a couple years focusing on yourself, you're going to open up opportunity to the girls that you truly want. You know, those really bad girls, those really hot girls that we all really want, but we think that we have like this self-limiting belief that we can't have them, that we're not good enough. But you are good enough. You just kind of got to work towards like truly becoming that good enough person, right? It's in you, right? It's in you. You just have to align yourself with who that person is, and then boom, you're literally that person. Like that's as simple as it is to becoming the best version of yourself, is aligning yourself with who that person is. It's imitating what that person does on a day-to-day basis. Number 2 is to just literally fail more, bro. Okay, when I first graduated, I was so fearful of failing, right? I would post online and I would be like sometimes scared to post or sometimes scared to go online because I was fearful that my video like wouldn't do well, or I was scared to start businesses because I was scared my business wouldn't do well, or I was scared to just do whatever because I was scared I wasn't gonna do well, or I was gonna fail at it, right? But failing is succeeding. The more times you can fail at something, the quicker you will learn. Okay, most people are gonna spend the next 4 to 5 years, maybe even 8 years of their life not failing at all. Okay, there's gonna be learning some bullshit that probably isn't, unless you're like a doctor or lawyer. Good, okay, we need you. But for the most part, some of the other people, they're not gonna fail at all. And then after they graduate, then they're gonna start failing in life. And then once they're like 35, 40, they're gonna actually now start to kind of become successful and get it together because they just started failing in life. But if you start failing earlier on in life, not only will this develop inside of your prefrontal cortex that, oh, okay, it's okay to fail. I need to actually fail more in order to become successful, but you're gonna get ahead in life as well. You're gonna get way past them. You're gonna lap them on the track. And failing more will just teach you what you like in life, who you are. Most people don't know who they truly are. They don't, bro. They attach themselves to some job they don't like. They attach themselves to some diploma they really aren't proud of. They attach themselves to whatever that truly isn't them. The only way to truly figure out who you are is to fail more. It's to do more. Like, for example, I'm doing a bodybuilder competition in 6 days, okay, right? My show is in 6 days. I've never done one before. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. So far, I've been loving the prep because it's hard, it's challenging, it's growing me as a person, but I don't know if I'm gonna love it. But if I love it, boom, I have a healthy habit that I love, right? And it's going to advance me in life. But I'm also creating an online program business, right? I started my own like funnel and stuff like that, and I have all these like email things I'm setting up, and maybe it's not doing the best, right? I've only gotten like 7 sales since I started it 2 weeks ago, so it's not really doing the best, right? But I'm failing at it quicker. I'm figuring out while I'm 20 instead of trying to figure it out when I'm 30 and I have a kid and a girlfriend and a house and a car payment to, worry about, right? And the same goes with making these videos, bro. A lot of my videos suck. Go look at my YouTube. They have like 0 views. They have a couple hundred views. I had one that got like 3,000 views. Just one on YouTube, right? I failed so many times at making good videos, clearly because they never got views. But the more videos I can create that do like shit, the more I can learn, okay, what people like. I'll go back and look at that video that got 3,000 views and I'll ask myself, what did I do different? What did I do better? And I'll just keep replicating that, and I'll keep just learning from that. But if you don't fail more, you're just not gonna learn. So you can't be fearful of failing. And failing will also increase your courage in life. And I talk about this a lot in the program I'm creating. It's igniting your confidence, basically. I'm not trying to sell it to you, I'm just talking to you about it. The 2 things that confidence is competence and courage. In order to gain competence, you need to also gain courage. You need to push your courage baseline. To push your courage baseline, it's kind of like pushing past your fear a little bit. It's pushing over your edge as a person. It's stepping into the uncomfortable. And once you do that, you'll start to gain competence about the things that you are pushing past in life. For me, it was like girls. Like, bro, I cannot talk to girls forever. You might look at me and think like, oh, I get a bunch of girls, right? That's what people say. But dude, I used to like be so shy around them, right? But then I just started to talk to them more, and I started to like, spend more time talking to them and just going out with them. And now I'm like confident with doing it. And I'm not saying go out and talk to a bunch of girls, but just for whatever in life, just keep pushing past that fear limit, and you're gonna gain confidence in that area. And confidence is super important in life, because to live with confidence is what it means to truly live as the best version of yourself, because the best version of yourself does everything he wants to do. And you only do something you want to do when you have confidence. You only go up and talk to that really hot girl when you have confidence, right? You only go and ask your boss for a raise when you have confidence to go and ask him for a raise. You only take your shirt off when you have confidence to take your shirt off. You want to do all these things, right? You have all these desires that you want to do, right? But you need confidence in order to do them. So working on your confidence by failing more is super, super important. And I wish that was something I would have started working on a lot earlier. Number 3 is to get a full-time job. Over the summer, before I graduated, I had a full-time job. I was doing like construction and like working in this lady's yard. I was getting paid like $20 an hour. It was sweet, but then I kind of gave up on that job after summer, and I should have really went back to it after graduating. It would have been really good for me, but then I spent like 6 months not working, doing bullshit, right? Not really doing shit. And I was kind of on self-improvement. I was watching like self-improvement videos, I wasn't really taking it serious, right? And then I got a part-time job, and I spent about a year there, right? And it really wasn't much. It was like 15, 20, 25 hours a week. And because of that, I never really saved up much money, okay? That was just enough money to get by and spend money on the things I needed, right? And I kind of had bad spending habits too. But a part-time job isn't enough to really build up a nest egg, is what I'm trying to like tell you here. You need to really focus on building up a nest egg. And a part-time job might sound like, oh, it's like, I'm kind of telling you exactly not to go down this regular path. But if you have the right mindset going into the part-time job, and you're saving up money, and you know that you're improving yourself in the meantime and building characteristics, then you can drop that part-time job, you can drop that full-time job, go to a part-time job, boom, you have a bunch of capital that you can deploy into yourself, into your lifestyle, into your business, or whatever it may be. For example, I want to go to Thailand at the end of the year because not only do I want to like grow and improve and just kind of move around, but it's really good for social media, right? I know it will be good for business, but I don't have the money right now. I need to go save it up the next couple months, and I'm gonna really have to scrounge up money from my current part-time job in order to get there. But if I would have saved up money, I would have been able to just fully drop that and just fully move there right now, instead of having to save up and wait another 3 months to go there. I'm gonna go there either ways, but now I have 3 months that I need to save up, right? Or even the same goes for if you want to start a business. Bro, it takes really, really long focused hours of working on your business in order to make it succeed, right? And if you're working a part-time job like I currently am, it's like 4 hours, like literally every single day. That's taking away like 6-7 hours in total from driving there and just getting, switching into flow states, to start working on my business again. It's taking a bunch of time away, but if I would have saved up money from my full-time job and would be able to just quit, like if I had like 10 grand saved up, I wouldn't be able to just quit, put all of my time into a business that I know it will succeed, right? I trust myself with it because I have the characteristics of discipline, of consistency, of working hard, of analyzing, and just constantly improving stuff. And this will also get you experience like in the real world. Like I kind of recommend going to work like a retail job, so you deal with a lot of people, or even a sales job, or whatever job with people, okay? Because people is everything. Where does money come from? People. Where do opportunities come from? People. So the better you understand people, the more people you meet, the more confidence you will have with people, and the more confidence you have with people, the more successful you will be with people and like working with them, right? So I kind of recommend getting a full-time job like that and just spending every single waking hour outside of that working on yourself, like going to the gym, eating healthy, going to sleep on time, waking up on time, journaling, working on some side hustle at the moment. All right, the fourth thing you need to do after you graduate high school is start reading at least a book a month. Okay? You can probably read it in 2 weeks, but at least one book a month. This is kind of what I started doing. You guys are currently sitting on top about 15 books. There's like 20 more right over here, right? I got a bunch of self-improvement books. Books are the best way to learn, okay? You'll hear Andrew Tate be like, no, I don't read books, or all these, some successful people. I don't read books. They don't need to read books because they are around super successful people that write the books. So they don't need to read them when they are around them, but we are not around them, so we need to read them. And they are the best form of education. Okay, I was working with some coworkers the other day. They're like some regular people following the plan, right? And I was like, we're talking about books or whatever. They're like, books are so expensive. And instantly clicked into my mind, textbooks, right? Textbooks for school. They're like $200, $300 for some bullshit, right? Bullshit, dude. But regular like self-improvement books, dude, this book is like $10, it's $20. This book teaches you how to incorporate deep work into your life, and so that you can focus. The number one thing that determines how successful a person will become is their focus on something. It's not your diploma, it's not whatever, it's literally how long can you focus on something and produce results from it. Okay, you can still go to college and become successful after college, but if you want to fast track your way to success in life, then you need deep focus, because you can learn as much as like Dr. Andrew Huberman if you can just focus on the stuff he has learned. He had to go to college and learn all that, and yeah, he's different from most people, right? He probably had a lot of focus. He probably didn't do a lot of things I'm telling you not to do, but you can learn as much of them without going to college, and you will learn it quicker if you can just focus, because information is everywhere. We live in the information age. The way to learn is online. It's slow to learn in school. It will slow you down in life if you learn in school. But if you can focus on yourself and focus on learning in life, you will learn so much quicker than everybody else in this world right now, because they're all still following the set plan. Or even this book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. The literally fucking Bible of winning over people, of winning friends, of creating good connections with people. And like I said, money comes from people. You need to have good connections. You need to learn how to foster good relationships with people in order to become successful in life. Boom, $10, focus on it, read it. If you could just read this in a month, boom, the month after, instantly you're just way better in life. And the thing is, if you just follow the regular path, bro, you're gonna get sucked into going out on the weekends, of going and hanging out with your boys, with watching the latest Netflix thing so you can talk about your coworkers with what's going on, when none of that matters. You're literally just consuming. We need to focus on producing, and that's why we want to read a book a month, so that we can gain a lot of value to ourselves, so that we can fill ourselves up with value and become just a person with a lot of value. And that's how you start producing in life. If you want to become successful, if you want to make money, if you want to just live your life to how you want to live it, you need to be able to produce. And school doesn't teach you how to produce. It doesn't at all, okay? And this is also why it has taken me 2 years to get where I am today. Is because it took me like a year, maybe like a year and a half, to truly break out of my consumer mentality, right? Like when I was working that part-time job, I was spending a lot of money on shoes. I was spending a lot of money on like clothing and just consumer items, right? And I wish I would have invested in myself more so that I can start producing more, right? I wish I would have bought courses online from successful people, and like a coach, bro. A coach has changed my life. A fitness bodybuilding coach. Even if you don't want to do a show, you will learn so much about your own body that it will advance you in every area of your life. You might think like, how does like getting in shape like affect you? It affects you literally in every way possible. When you are mentally in shape, your mind also follows with that, and when your mind follows with that, so does your spiritual health, your emotional health, your relationship health. All of those areas of your life follow with your physical and mental health and well-being. And not to mention, like I kept mentioning about your prefrontal cortex, it's still developing, right? Your ability to make decisions. Your brain is kind of like a sponge right now. The more information, the more good information that you can give it, that the information that is written by successful people that write these books, you're gonna soak it all up, and that is gonna become you. Bro, all of these books right here written by successful people has been soaked into my mind, and that's how I have created the mindset I have, is by soaking up what they write. And that instantly puts me like 150 years ahead of most people, because all of these books probably contain at least 10 years of knowledge. You know, each one of them all together added up 150 years of knowledge. Boom, I probably gained honestly like 25% of it. So let's just say I'm like 25 years ahead of most people. And also another thing is success will lag behind you. You might be intellectually like really ahead in life. You might be really smart. You might have your shit figured out up here, but in your physical realm, it's really not quite where you like it yet. This is completely normal. This is exactly how it is. Success will lag behind you. You first need to mentally become the person before you will physically become that person. I'm not talking about bodybuilding or like getting in shape. I'm talking about like the abundance around you, right? You know, the cars, the woman, the connections, the, you know, living in a really dope place and flying around on cool airplanes, right? That will all come years after you put in the work in your mental mind. So don't get discouraged when you start doing all this and you don't see the success and you start to worry that, oh, maybe Ryan was wrong, maybe I'm following the wrong path, maybe I should just go follow the regular plan, I'm kind of scared. No, you need to trust yourself. It will all come. Success will lag behind. Just trust me, I've experienced it in my own life. Number 5, the 5th thing to do after you graduate is to live like you're gonna live forever. And I'm not talking about like doing dumb shit, like going smoking a bunch of crack thinking that you're gonna live forever and it's not gonna kill you. No, I'm talking about thinking really big picture. Okay, there's this book called The Magic of Thinking Big. I think it's something like that, but basically the message behind it is to, the bigger you think, the higher of the goal you will achieve. Because if you set your goal to make $1 million, just some stupid goal, okay, that shouldn't be your goal, in the next year, well, then you might end up making 10 grand in the next year from your business online. But if you set your goal to making 10 grand in the next year, well, you might have made like $100, right? The bigger you can set your goal, the farther your vision, the bigger your vision, the more likely you are to achieve actual something. You need to think big. And another reason I say act like you're gonna live forever is because this will long-term your vision, okay, right? Imagine you're going to be in this world forever. Well, you probably want to make this world a better place, right? Okay, if you're going to live here forever, you want it to be good. Just like if you're going to live in a house, you want it to be clean, you want it to be nice, right? Well, if you treat the world like that too, then you'll focus on constantly putting positive energy out there, and you'll constantly focus on building up yourself so that you can help others. And by doing this, it's how you become successful. Look at all the successful people. They are successful because they are able to help other people. The people that are not successful are the people that are not able to help an abundance of people because they haven't abundantly helped themselves. So that's what I'm trying to get at here, is doing all of these things, just focusing on yourself for a couple years will set you up to being able to help out a bunch of people. And right now you might be like, oh, I don't want to help out a bunch of people, I don't really care about people, blah blah blah, I just want my money, I just want to lay low and stuff like that. That's like how a lot of teenagers are. That's kind of how I was too. But once you start kind of maturing after high school, you will really start to care about other people. You will really start to like other people, right? And I truly think you will fall in love with positively impacting the world. I think it's in every man to love building, to love changing, to love conquering in a type of way, in an ethical way, of course, but to just change the world, right? And then influence people. I think it's in every man to truly feel that way, for being truly honest with yourself. But you need to act like you're gonna live forever. Like long-term vision, long-term. What are you gonna accomplish over your whole life? Create something that will live longer than you. And that something is a message. It's your influence as a person. And I know the self-limiting beliefs are coming in right now, like, oh, I can't do that, I can't change the world. You can't. You can't. You literally cannot change the world, but you can change yourself. And by changing yourself, you will help positively influence at least one person. Well, that person will also positively influence another person. And that person might take it a little bit farther than you, and they might positively influence 2 people. Those 2 people might take it a little bit farther and positively influence 8 people. And it keeps going and going and going. Boom. 8, 16, 64, whatever, 128, 1,000. Those 1,000 people influence 1,000,000 people. Just by you, just doing a little positive energy out there, by giving positive energy to yourself, by adding value to yourself instead of following the regular path that doesn't add value to you at all. It just sets you up to add value to just one person, one company, one business, not an abundance of people, is what you have to realize. The regular system teaches you how to add value to a small group of people. If you want to truly become successful and just live your life to the fullest, bro, you need to be able to add value to a bunch of people, an abundance of people. So I hope this is all clear for you, right? I don't mean to be like super like extreme about it, but I kind of do, because I truly believe that this is the right way to live. I don't think going the regular path will lead you to a happy and fulfilling life. I think working on your own characteristics, your own personal development as a person will truly lead you there, because with that you will really understand yourself and you will learn how to become a productive human being, and then you will get around more productive human beings, the people that are winning. And when you are winning as a person, you just gain more wins and wins and wins. Just kind of like in the one book book by Jordan Peterson, he kind of describes this one crab analogy where crabs, when they win, they kind of gain this confidence, this boost, and they start winning more fights with like other crabs because they're so high on the social ladder, right? But if the crab loses, well, he keeps losing and getting lower and lower and just failing in life. That's like a really bad explanation. After high school, you just focus on your small wins as a person of like cutting out, the toxic people in your life, cutting out negative habits of, not going out, not really getting a relationship because there's no reason, focusing on the small wins, you will start to build them up, and then boom, you'll start taking big wins and bigger ones and super big ones, and instantly, bro, you're just this big winner who succeeded so much in just like a couple of years, in 4 to 5 years, and everybody's just now graduating. They have no money, they're in debt, they're in big debt, and they don't have time to focus on themselves like you do. You have all the time in the world to focus on yourself because you set yourself up to focus on yourself your whole life, for you to just be a student of life. Most people are a student of the system. They're not a student of life. But we're living life. We're not living school. We're not living this whatever. We're living life. Think back, like, fuck all this system shit. Just live life. Think way back to like 100 years ago. It was characteristics that got people around, that got people successful. What made the kings kings, bro? They knew how to manage people. They knew how to put themselves in a position of power. They knew how to succeed in life and produce results. I don't want you to get the wrong mentality about all this, that you're trying to like become like better than everybody else in that type of way and like control people, but I want you to live your best life, right? And I want to do that too. So these are the things we truly need to do. After high school, this is the time to do it. Align yourself with your highest version of yourself. Set goals, dude. Go do a bodybuilding competition. It's amazing. I don't want to be a bodybuilder. I'm not gonna hop on juice. I don't care about that. I just did it to build the discipline, to just do something in life, to try it out, to fail more, right? I don't care if I don't get first. I just want to do something, right? These are the type of things you just need to do in order to grow. And that's everything. The more value you can add to yourself, the more value the world, the universe will add to you. That's the video, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ryan Johnson. I'm glad that you stayed until the end of this video, and I will catch you guys soon. I'm heading out to Houston, so you're going to be seeing a lot of vlogs there. And yeah, peace out.